What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, the fans should be happy. They have received what they've been looking for from undefeated, unified WBC, IBF, welterweight world champion superstar boxer, who is widely considered by many to be top 3 best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, in Errol "The True" Spence Jr. 27 wins, no loss, no draw, 21 big wins by way of knockout. He is 32 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. Obviously, Errol Spence Jr. is heading into a massive unification bout with WBA, World Boxing Association, welterweight world champion, Cuban star boxer YORDENIS UGAS, who is 27 wins, 4 losses, no draws. He is 12 wins by way of knockout, 35 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 69-inch arm reach. With that said, you finally got what you was looking for, as the fans have been looking and seeking for Errol Spence to say the name of his biggest rival in undefeated 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, currently the reigning WBO welterweight world champion, who is widely considered by many to be the #1 best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, and Terence Crawford, 38 wins, no loss, no draw, 29 big wins by way of knockout. He is 34 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. So with that said, Errol Spence, he finally says Terence Crawford's name. Okay, the fans have been saying and claiming that he's yet to say Terence Crawford's name as to the reason is he wants to fight and who he wants to fight should he get past YORDENIS UGAS April 16th, Arlington, Texas, AT&T Dallas Cowboys Stadium. Okay, in a unification bout. 3 belts will be on the line. WBC, IBF, WBA. Okay, so the fans have been looking and seeking for Errol Spence to say his name. Right? Errol Spence alluded to he wanted to pick up that WBO strap, World Boxing Organization strap, in his next fight, saying the strap season, undisputed, road to undisputed, and that's not enough for the fans, okay? The fans have stated that they want to see Errol Spence actually say Terence Crawford's name. Well, guess what? Now Errol Spence has actually said Terence Crawford's name. He said, obviously, I have to get past the fight, upcoming showdown with YORDENIS UGAS April 16th. And should I get past YORDENIS UGAS April 16th, Terence Crawford fight for sure is something that we're going to look into making happen next. So the Terence Crawford fight is what I want next. Okay, so now you have, the fans should be satisfied that Errol Spence has now said Terence Crawford's name. Okay, everybody has been claiming he's alluding to it, but he never actually said Terence Crawford's name. He keeps saying he wants the belt, but he never actually says Terence Crawford's name. Well, here you have it. Okay, he said, obviously, I've got to get past YORDENIS UGAS first. So once I get past him, we're definitely going to look in and seeing about the Terence Crawford fight next. That's the fight I want. I'm looking to become undisputed. So clearly he's letting you know the fight that he wants next is Terence Bud Crawford. Okay, so for all the people that was claiming that he's never said Terence Crawford's name and is claiming that he's maneuvering around, so you finally got what you was looking for. This should satisfy the fans as to what they want to see, and that's Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence. Obviously, this is the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. This is the fight that all the fans want to see. This is the fight that all the boxing pundits want to see. This is the fight that all their peers actually want to see. Other boxers want to see this fight. Okay, it's the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. And at this rate, we don't know what Terence Crawford is going to do next. Looks like Terence Crawford could possibly be signing with Probellum, okay, and Richard Schaefer, okay, as to, you know, a partnership in which he will be able to have fights and won't have to have the issues. We know Terence Crawford, he just had his biggest fight in his career with 2-time welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, Showtime Sean Porter, in which he did something that's never been done. He dropped Sean Porter twice, and he stopped him in the 10th round of the fight, dropping him twice. Sean Porter has never been down twice in any fight, yet alone being stopped. So he did the unthinkable, impressive fashion, beating Sean Porter. Okay, so now we know that Richard Schaefer, he has Probellum. Okay, so you're seeing a lot of fighters starting to sign with Probellum. Okay, we seeing guys like Regis Prograis. Okay, you know, he signed with Probellum as well. Okay, so Richard Schaefer, he's the CEO of Probellum. I keep saying Probellum. Probellum, okay, he's the CEO of Probellum, okay, and Richard Schaefer was actually one of the glue pieces to bring together the highly anticipated, the most highly anticipated fight in the history of the sport of boxing between Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. So Richard Schaefer was one of the glue pieces to bring that fight together. And now it looks like Richard Schaefer could possibly be the glue piece to bring Errol Spence and Terence Crawford together. Now, we know, again, like I said, Terence Crawford, he just had his biggest victory, and he parted ways with what was seen to be the biggest roadblock between us getting Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. fight, which was legendary promoter, Top Rank CEO, and promoter Bob Arum and Top Rank. That's who Terence Crawford was signed with, okay? Now Terence Crawford has parted ways with them. It's being reported that Terence Crawford does business as far as advisory with MTK Global, okay? And so with that said, it looks like Terence Crawford could possibly be signing with Probellum, which Richard Schaefer has a great relationship with Bob Arum, as he was the glue piece to bring Bob Arum and Al Heyman, founder, advisor for PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, together, Golden Boy Promotions, Oscar De La Hoya. He seems to be the neutral piece that can bring all of these pieces together. And it's being reported that Terence Crawford could possibly sign with Probellum. Okay, and this would be huge for Terence Crawford, Errol Spence. As we know that the fight has gotten even bigger. Errol Spence gets past YORDENIS UGAS. He's bringing 3 belts and the Ring Magazine belt to the table. Terence Crawford, we don't know what he's going to do next. Again, he fought November 20th, so he's inactive. There was talk that Terence Crawford could possibly face off against undisputed junior welterweight world champion, British superstar boxer, Josh Taylor, who just came off of a not so impressive victory over Jack Catterall, who was his mandatory challenger. Okay, so he beat Jack Catterall, but it wasn't an impressive victory, and many people thought he lost the fight. He wants to move up in weight. He's very big for junior welterweight, so that seems like a viable option for Terence Crawford. But again, Josh Taylor, he's signed to Top Rank and Bob Arum, and Terence Crawford is taking Top Rank and Bob Arum to court. He's suing Top Rank and Bob Arum. Okay, so I'm hard pressed to see, in a mix of them going through a legal battle, deciding to come to the table to negotiate a fight with their fighter and Terence Crawford. I'm hard pressed to see that. Okay, but there is another fighter that, if he was looking to move up, that's with Probellum, and that's Regis Rougarou Prograis, former IBF junior welterweight world champion. He has a fight coming up. I believe it's March 18th or March 19th, if I'm not mistaken. March 19th, I believe. He has a fight coming up. We see WBC lightweight, title contender O'Shaquie Foster. He's signed with now Probellum, okay? And Richard Schaefer is a major player. We know Floyd Mayweather always vouched for Richard Schaefer, okay? So with that said, he was Golden Boy's promotion CEO, Richard Schaefer. So he played the part of Leonard Ellaby, the part Leonard Ellaby plays with Mayweather Promotions. Well, that was Richard Schaefer for Golden Boy, okay? He did all the work. He brought all the major pieces together when PBC signed, and you had Golden Boy and all of the play Mayweather Promotions. They were all together. That was Richard Schaefer, who was the glue point in all of those situations. And so now Richard Schaefer can play the same position in bringing together Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. And now that the fans have gotten what they call for, and which is Terence Crawford named to be called out officially by Errol Spence, it has happened, okay? Errol Spence has now let it be known and made it abundantly clear. When I told you guys that he's alluding to it, or you got to read between the lines, and he's saying he wants the WBO title, everybody's saying, yeah, but he didn't say Terence Crawford's name. Well, now guess what? He's now officially said Terence Crawford's name. He said that's the fight they're looking to make happen. We know Al Heyman, founder advisor of PBC, who, advises Errol Spence Jr., he has a great relationship with Richard Schaefer, so it just makes sense that Terence Crawford goes that route. So let's see how this unfolds. But again, Terence Crawford is going to look to get back in the ring. There was also talks, now this makes sense, okay, that Terence Crawford could face former unified welterweight world champion superstar boxer Keith one-time Thurman, who is 30 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 22 wins by way of knockout, 33 years of age, 5'7.5" with a 69-inch arm reach. Okay, Keith Thurman made his ring return February 5th against former WBA junior welterweight Mexican star boxer Mario Barrios, who made his debut at welterweight. So we could possibly get if Terence Crawford signs with Richard Schaefer or does a partnership with them, fight by fight basis. Well, then guess what? Richard Schaefer has a good relationship with Al Heyman to make that fight happen. En route to making a fight happen with Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. So that would be perfect. If Terence Crawford was able to beat Sean Porter, his last fight, now fight Keith Thurman, let's say in July, and he was to beat Keith Thurman in July. And then he, in the fall or in winter time, we get Errol Spence, Terence Crawford for undisputed. That's enormous for Terence Crawford, and it's enormous for Errol Spence Jr. So with that said, Errol Spence Jr., he finally said Terence Crawford's name as everybody wanted, and it looks like Terence Crawford could be re-signing with Richard Schaefer to make this fight happen. So let's see how it unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section, let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Oh, it is your boy Jada Kiss. Make sure you check out Blue Blood Sports TV. It's going down.